In the Zone Racing is live tonight. The start of our 2022 spring season for the super late models. Tonight we bring you the ITZR Clash presented by SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. We are on the tiny quarter-mile track, the LA Coliseum here on iRacing. The first time we're going to try this at ITZR. I'm Jeff By Jr., joined by Bill Tomer in the booth. And Bill, it's been a pretty long but wild offseason, and we got to start off with some big news right off the top. A new title sponsor for Monday nights, the Late Model Shootout Series, is going to be presented by Elite Performance Industries.
Yeah, Elite Performance Industries jumping forward, sponsoring the series, becoming the new title sponsor, new logo for the series. Looks very cool. You're the designer of that, of course, Jeff. And yeah, we're extremely excited. A lot of things happening this offseason, and yeah, that's the biggest news, I guess, so far, but a lot of other really cool things happening.
Yeah, a lot of new stuff coming our way. Some returning sponsors as well. County Road Custom, they're going to be on for Tuesday night for the ITZR Challenger Series, and man, the entries have been rolling in for that. I believe over 45 last we checked for the Challenger Series on Tuesday nights. That's going to be some stacked fields there. B mains probably every single week once again.
You're close, Jeff. There's 56 entries right now for the
Oh,
Late Model
wow.
Challenger Series. A little short, but yeah, it is absolutely exploded. And at some point, I believe we're going to have to cap the series. Honestly, we're probably going to have to cap it at just about three more entries because we're just not going to have room in the servers to race people. So I think the limit is 64. So we might be able to get away with that a little bit above, a little north of 60. So boy, that is an insane number to keep everybody in one race server. So B mains galore this season.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this right now and you were thinking about signing up on Tuesdays, I would go ahead and do that right now because that 64 entry cap is going to get hit. I can tell you that. We're still a week away, and definitely going to have some people signing up last minute. So make sure you get those entries in if you're planning on being part of the ITZR Challenger Series. It's the only way you can make it into Monday nights. You got to start in the Challenger Series. You got to earn your way into that invite Monday night series. And Bill, last season, Thomas Axum, he took home about 300 and something odd dollars and a butt kicker gamer 2 unit courtesy of butt kicker. That's a pretty good payday for 12 weeks of work.
Yeah, I mean that I guess balances or adds up to about $500 in cash and prize. I guess prize. It's not prizes. But yeah, that is a pretty good payday. So Jeff, we just finished practice, and you saw the times on the board. I believe it was Hugo Paquette that was quick time in practice, and you're gonna actually watch him pull off for his qualifying lap. As these guys are gonna go 2 laps, Jeff. They have 3 minutes to run 2 laps. This tiny little track here in the LA Coliseum. Corey Bigley out on the track as well. See who goes quick time, who goes to the top of the board. 2 cars gonna go straight to the main from qualifying.
Yeah, we have over 40 drivers, I believe, here trying to qualify into this. We're only going to start 24 in the feature. We're going to have some heats. We're going to have some LCQs. It's going to be like a Saturday night short track race here at the LA Coliseum. Hugo Paquette fast in practice. Alex McCollum second quick, but times are going to start coming in. And right to the top of the board, Corey Bigley, 13.480. He spins on his second lap. Now Daniel Pope fastest, 13.381 for Pope.
Daniel Pope to the top of the board. Aaron Abendroth comes in at 13.391. John Wallet, 13.395. Looks like Daniel Pope. Looks like he's going to be top of the board for the moment. Not a whole lot of time for these guys to put in lap times. And you can't spin, you can't hit a wall, or else it's not going to count your lap. So we're looking at Daniel Pope in the top spot. Felix Gratton goes to the top of the board, 13.369.
That's a heck of a lap for Felix Gratton. Youngster, won a couple of races in the Challenger Series last season, but I believe he's only like 12 or 13 years old. He's young, and he's already got this iRacing thing figured out. But Felix to the top of the board. Alex McCollum now the dominator to the top, 13.217, faster than his practice speed.
So Alex McCollum to the top of the board. Ryan Matthews goes P2 in the 51 cars. We're trying to find these cars on the racetrack. They're coming fast and furious now. So Matthews second, Felix Gratton third. Pope bounced back to fourth. So that's going to be McCollum and Matthews in those 2 guaranteed qualifying positions at the moment if nobody goes any faster.
Yeah, and that's a pair of Elite Performance Industries cars right there on the front row. So far, Alex McCollum, Ryan Matthews, the two elite drivers right now. 1-2. Felix Gratton, one of those Revelry Racing drivers. Daniel Pope, one of the Superior Performance guys. And Kyle Meyer, another elite guy. He's going to go P3, 13.302. So just going to miss out on that top two spots that'll go straight to the feature. But if he holds on to third, that's going to give him a front row start for the heat.
Thomas Axum on the racetrack in the 13 machine, your late model shootout series defending series champion. He will go 9th quick on the board. Axum with a 13.480, actually 13.357, I believe that is with his quick time. Second lap was slower.
Shout out to Will Jervicki, too. 5th fastest so far, 13.379. A heck of a qualifying effort there. Going to be 5th fastest. Probably going to start on the pole of a heat race. And it looks like that's going to be it for qualifying. So we're going to go into our heat races. And Bill, looks like we're going to have 3 heats.
So 3 heats. Daniel Pope, I believe, going to start on the pole of the first one.
Actually, it's going to be Kyle Meyer. Kyle Meyer on the pole.
It is Kyle Meyer. You are correct. I was just quizzing you, Jeff. No worries. So the bad news is, Jeff, we talked about the ability for me to extend the pace laps or the extended time they're going to sit on the grid. I cannot do it because I don't have the ability to get to the overlay. So that's going to have to be you. You do remember how to do more pace laps.
Yeah, so we're gonna add some pace laps to let these guys get a couple extra laps to warm up the tires and let us get through the lineups here because we got 14 cars in heat race number 1, and these are short pace laps here. This is a tiny little racetrack. Looking at the chat right now, Jordan Harnish, he said he's going to be happy when he gets to feel his hand again. So I'm guessing he's dealing with some kind of injury. We heard Caden Fisher also injured, so he's going to miss some races, broken elbow or something like that. So a couple of our Challenger Series guys out. Actually, Harnish, champion of the Challenger Series. Del Mears didn't know the race was tonight. Del, we'll definitely see you next week, though. Points racing starts next week. This is a non-points event exhibition race here at the LA Coliseum.
So starting on your pole for heat race number 1 is the 88 machine, the newcomer to the series. That is Kyle Meyer, and to his outside, a veteran here at In the Zone Racing, it is Mr. Superior Performance Motorsports himself. That's Daniel Pope.
Your Monday night champion from last season, the 13 of Thomas Axum, going to start third on the outside of him. That's the 77 car, newcomer to the series, Mark Whitley.
Starting in the 5th position from Revelry Racing, that is the 28 machine of Corey Bigley, and to his outside, another Revelry Racing driver, the 09 machine, that's Elliot Carlson.
Peter Fisher in the 71, going to roll off 7th on the outside of him, will be the 35, that's Dave Corsel.
Starting in the 9th position in the 07 machine, making his return to In the Zone Racing, that's Daniel Sweat. And to his outside, it's the ravishing one in the 81 car, Rick Rue.
Wet Willie Howells will start 11th in the number 19 car. On the outside of him will be the 2, that's JJ Chauncey.
Starting in the 13th position in the 10 machine, it's a new paint scheme for him this season, the Stinger Motorsports car. In the 50, that's Matt Nicholson, and to his outside, it's the 62, 66 in the program, it's 62 on the car, that's Jason Dinsmore.
14 cars. We're going to go 25 laps. Your top 5 are going to move on to tonight's feature event. The rest are going to have to race their way in from an LCQ. Corey Bigley going to start in that 5th and final transfer spot. It'll be Kyle Meyer leading Daniel Pope to the green flag here. LA Coliseum, the first of 3 heat races tonight to figure out who is going to our feature event, who's going to the LCQs. Pace car is off. Kyle Meyer gets to set the pace.
And Meyer spins the tires a little bit on the bottom. Here comes Daniel Pope on the outside. Expect the bottom to be dominant here at the Coliseum. We've got one around. Look like Elliot Carlson in the 09 having some issues. And we'll go yellow right away.
Yeah, it looks like somebody missed the entry at turn 1. Just got on the brakes, locked them up. And I think that was Peter Fisher. Just got in there way too hot. And he ends up collecting Elliot Carlson. Nothing Elliot could do. He just going into the corner, minding his own business, and just kind of gets wiped out.
It's a tough one there. Peter Fisher looks like he locked up the front tires in that 71 machine. A little bit of damage on his car. Dave Corsall had to stop for that one as well in the 54. Those are 2 teammates there, Jeff. Elliot Carlson and Peter Fisher, both out of the Revelry Racing stable. whole group of guys that come out of that stable here at In the Zone Racing. Dave Corsall also in a Revelry car. Doesn't mean much when you're in fixed racing though, Jeff. They're just your buddies.
Yeah, not the way you want to start it out with your teammates. First lap of the first race of the season, head down into turn one and turn them around. But those two will talk it out. I know they're both on Discord right now, so I'm sure they're already talking about it. But they're going to rejoin at the rear of the field, Dave Corsall as well. So all the Revelry cars to the back, and they're going to have to work their way through the traffic.
Yeah, he probably got a "What was that?" from Elliot Carlson, but he probably doesn't get that high in his voice though. But probably that was probably his question from Peter, and Peter said, "That's what that was." So unfortunate for those two drivers. Going to go to the back, try to make their way forward. Pace laps do count here in these heat races. We didn't want to be here all night. So we will have pace laps counting, and usually in the late model shootout series and late model challenger series, the pace laps do not count in the heat races, but tonight they will be. We did expect a huge field, and we got one.
Yeah, a lot of cars here tonight trying to fight their way in. Just 24 going to start here on this quarter-mile racetrack. Pace car is off once again. Kyle Meyer going to take us back. Green flag racing. He got a better start this time. Daniel Pope going to try to get to the bottom. Here comes Axum up the inside. He makes contact with Pope. Pope's going to go around. Caution's going to wave once again.
Thomas Axum looked like he overcooked it there. So we get a quick replay of that one. Yeah, Axum just unfortunate. I do have a replay rewind graphic. Check it out. We'll get back to that restart and take a look. There he goes into turn number one. Just gets into the left rear of the 16 of Pope. Unfortunately, makes big contact on that left front as well. So Pope going to have a little damage on that 16 car. He's going to have to make his way forward.
Looking at the replay, it's so hard to determine, what's the bottom here. You saw your leader, the 88, go all the way down against the inside wall, but where Axum was, he really didn't move off the white line. He was actually kind of straddling the white line, and it's really difficult to kind of tell, where's the bottom, where's the top side of the racetrack. I think Pope was expecting Axum to be all the way against the wall, and Axum kind of wanted to straddle that white line, and, technically, Axum was still on the bottom of the racetrack there.
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, whether if he was going to make the corner or not, I didn't really look to make the call there, so I was just taking a look at the replay. But I see your point there, Jeff. It is an interesting racetrack that none of these guys are going to be used to racing. It's only been around about a week or so, so looks like a situation where kind of guys just fight for the same spot.
Yeah, I think that's just a situation. Two guys not quite, knowing where the other guy is going to be on the racetrack there. Just kind of an unfortunate deal. Pace car is off once again, so Kyle Meyer going to take his green. This time he's got Mark Whitley on the outside. He's going to get a great restart. Whitley going to slot back in the line in that second transfer spot straight to the feature, or actually the second transfer spot to the feature. The fifth place is going to change hands right now as the 2 car, JJ Chauncey, on the move. He's trying to get around Corey Bigley now for fourth.
Bigley got up into the outside wall that last time. He's going to come down in front of Chancey. Chancey gives him a shot going into the corner. A little bit of a bump. Bigley gives it back to him coming off of turn 2. They stay moving. But farther back in the field, looks like we had some more issues as cars around. We go yellow.
Yeah, that was Daniel Sweat and Elliot Carlson got together. Looked like Elliot trying to run the inside line. Just kind of gets in there a little deep and turns around the 07 of Daniel Sweat.
They came off of turn number 2, 3 wide. Daniel Pope making big moves in the 16. And yeah, Elliott just gets in there. He's on the apron. That's another one of those weird situations, Jeff, where it's just, where's the bottom, where's the top? Elliott is on the apron. And does just slide up just a little bit, but I mean, I guess he is diving in there. It's just a really tough place to put, a tough place to race. If you're gonna pinch.
It definitely seems like a situation where Daniel Sweat might have went up the middle.
Yeah.
He was trying to give room to the guy on the outside, and there just wasn't room for 3 wide there. Just 2 guys kind of forcing the issue.
Unfortunately, and they are both in the back. So an exciting and eventful race so far, Jeff, as we're expecting to take, is it 5 out of this heat race? We were trying to figure out how it's going to do this, as we didn't quite have the enormous field with as many signups as we had. You heard Del Mears in the chat. He didn't know the race was happening tonight, so clearly some guys missed the race tonight. We do not even really know how iRacing is going to play that out, so we'll have to see how many guys transfer. Is it still showing 5, Jeff? That might mean more guys in the LCQ.
Yeah, I think it's going to do 5 from each of the 3 heats, and then the rest will come from the LCQ later on. But Kyle Meyer, Mark Whitley on that front row once again. Look at who's into the second row now. Rick Rube in the 3rd spot, trying to get going. He didn't get a great restart. JJ Chauncey sideways down the front straightaway. He's going to lose the spot to Thomas Axum. Rube putting the bumper. Now they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Chauncey and Thomas Axum. Axum is going to lose out. And now Bigley's going to go around in turn 4. Caution is going to wave once again. Daniel Pope involved.
Holy cow. Lots of things happening. Wow, that was just insanity right there. Just such a tight racetrack as we get back to look at the replay. See Bigley going down into turn 3, and so I think it's Chancey just gets in there way too hot. I don't know if he was getting shoved because he had guys all around him. There's Daniel Pope, Axum behind him. Let's take a look at what happened with Chancey. Now it just looks like he gets into the corner too hard and gets to the back of the 28 machine, and then everybody just piling in. It looks like the 2-car of JJ Chancey's going to go to the back, and he's going to have to do a lot of work now, as there are only about 4 or 5 laps remaining in this race, and there'll be even fewer when we go back to green.
That's going to move Willie Howells up into the 4th spot. Thomas Axum back into the 5th position. Axum, he had been involved in an incident earlier on. Then on that restart, got pushed all the way to the outside, lost a ton of spots, and now he's going to make up a few as a couple cars head into the back. That's Corey Bigley and JJ Chauncey going to head to the rear of the field. And Bill, looks like we're going to go back to green probably with about 3 laps to go in this heat race. So not a lot of time now. If you want to try to get into that transfer spot, you got to go now.
Yeah, Willie Howells quietly having a good race as he's up to the 5th position. Rick Rube there in 3rd. Kyle Meyer 2nd. Actually make him 1st still. Showed on my screen for a second. Looks like Whitley beat him to the line. You got Whitley on the outside of the 77. There's not going to be a whole lot of time, Jeff. Just about 4 laps remaining when we take the green.
And even if you're outside one of those transfer spots, it's going to determine where you start in the B mains as well. So time to go. And now Kyle Meyer gets a great restart. It looks like Dismore's going to spin, come into the green. The caution's going to wave once again. And Bill, I think that's going to end that one under caution.
Yeah, that probably isn't going to be a race that finishes under green, unfortunately. We'll take a look and see what we get with that one. See what happened to the 62 cars. He was coming off of turn 4.
I think he just kind of picked up the throttle a little too quickly, and that car started to snap around, and luckily didn't collect anybody else there as the 62 goes around on the front straightaway.
He did actually get Matt Nicholson in the 50, but Matt was able to keep going, so Nicholson with damage. Looks like Nicholson's going to be just out of the transfer positions. So he's going to finish, looks like 7th, so that'll be a good starting spot for Matt in the LCQs.
Well, and Bill, we can confirm now this race is going to be extended. So green-white checkered. There'll be 3 chances of green-white checkered here if needed. And if you're Kyle Meyer, that's a little scary right now. You kind of wanted this one to end under caution, go straight to the main event, but he's going to have to fight for it. He's going to have Mark Whitley, Willie Howells behind him on this restart. Rick Rubin in the 4th spot, Axum into 5th, that final transfer spot. Daniel Sweat in 6th right now. Matt Nicholson 7th, Elliott Carlson 8th. Peter Fisher 9th, Corey Bigley 10th, Daniel Pope 11th, JJ Chauncey 12th, and I believe that's all the cars left on the racetrack. Dismore and Corsall are out of this heat race, so we'll see them later in the B mains.
So that's news to us, Jeff. We don't run heat races with LCQs very often. I'm sorry, not with LCQs, but with green-white checkered. I didn't know that they would do that.
Yeah. You learn something new every day with iRacing.
I guess that's different. That's never happened before.
So we're looking to end this rough heat race number 1. We're hoping the other heat races, these guys are watching and paying attention. Maybe they'll get a little bit more green flag racing in, but pace car is headed off the racetrack. Here comes Kyle Meyer, take us green flag racing once again. Mark Whitley on the outside. Look like Matt Nicholson further back did not get a great restart. Willie Howell's up the inside, little contact for second.
Nicholson getting into the back of Elliott Carlson, scrambling there behind him. Corey Bigley had to take evasive maneuvers up towards the front. Here comes Axum up the inside, Rick Rube on the outside. That's going to be a battle for the transfer position. Rube back to fifth. He gets into Axum through turn one, but it looked like it helped Axum turn. Here comes Thomas Axum to second place.
What a save by Axum. Not only saves the car from spinning, he makes up a couple spots. Howells is into the wall, collects the 77 of Whitley. They're all going to continue on now. Howells misses turn one. He's going to drive that thing deep into the corner. And I believe that
was the end. Yeah, they were just trying to finish. Oh my goodness. So Thomas Axum, what a last lap he had in the 13 machine is. Wow, that one got crazy. Is Jeff, if you could even figure out who transferred there, that was absolutely nuts.
So your transfer cars will be Kyle Meyer, Thomas Axum, Mark Whitley, Willie Howells, and Daniel Sweat got around Rick Rube in that final restart. He's going to get that fifth and final transfer spot. Rick Rube going to go on to a C or B main. Elliott Carlson, Daniel Pope, Matt Nicholson, JJ Chauncey, Corey Bigley, Peter Fisher, Jason Dinsmore, and Dave Corsell, your 14 cars in that race. The second heat race lined up. Bill, if you want to take road number one.
Starting on the pole, another one of your Revelry Racing drivers. That is the 6 machine of Felix Gratton, and to his outside of Superior Performance Motorsports, number 65, that's Aaron Abendroth.
Starting third tonight in the 16 will be Cade Brown. On the outside of him, the 78 car, that is Aaron Johnson.
Starting in the 5th position in the 24 machine, that is Cody Dempster, and to his outside, another SPM machine in the 91, that's Dylan Bates.
Anthony Rennick will start 7th tonight. On the outside of him, your guy who finished 2nd in the Points and Challenger Series last year, that's the 51 of Ethan Johnson.
Starting in the 9th position in the Elite Performance Motorsports, number 41, that is Mario Ercolani. And to the outside in the Superior Performance Motorsports, number 33, former Late Model Shootout Series champion, that is Hugo Paquette.
Starting 11th tonight in the 42 car, that's Super Zach Onan. On the outside of him will be the 5 car of John Piet.
Starting in the 13th position, number 31, that is Ronald Cole, and to the outside in the Stinger Motorsports, number 54, that is Frank Griffin.
Field is set for heat race number 2. We're looking for 5 more to go straight to the feature event. The rest will have to race their way in from our LCQ later on tonight.
Felix Gratton going to lead this field to the green flag. He had 2 wins last season in the Late Model Challenger Series. So he's going to look to get the green. He waits a while, and now he's going to move. Abendroth doesn't get a great start on the outside, but it looks like he's going to clear the 16 to Cade Brown into turn 1, and here comes Brown up the inside on the backstretch.
Everybody playing nice through 1 and 2. Now they get down into 3 and 4, and Cade Brown trying to get around Abendroth. Abendroth leaving a lot of room there on the inside. Maybe saw what happened in that first heat and making sure he runs way up the racetrack. Bates is sideways in turn 1. He's going to save it. Little contact, but everybody's going to continue on. Bates stuck on the outside and losing spots, and now he's going to get hit again. Car going to go around. Not sure who that is off turn 4.
Look like the 21 machine, possibly? Is that Anthony Rennick in the 21 car?
Yeah, Anthony Rennick around. Looked like there was some contact. It looked like he kind of got moved out of the way, got up into Dylan Bates, and then got turned to the outside wall.
Let's take a look and see what happened in the 21 machine. So he went down into turn number 3. Oh, looks like he got tapped from the 51 of Ryan Matthews and then just ends up in front of Bates and kind of is just all crossed up and then even blinks out for a moment there. It looks like he got shoved up in front of Bates by the 51 of Ryan Matthews as they went into the corner. Clearly got the 21 sideways.
That's actually Ethan Johnson.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ethan Johnson. Sorry, yeah. Ryan. I apologize to Ryan Matthews. The other 51 car. That's right. Ryan's car is white.
Yeah, Ethan just kind of moved the 21 out of the way, and when the 21 got up the racetrack, Bates was already there.
That is Ethan. Ethan with a new-looking car this year. Last year had a white number 51. This season, a gold 51. Ethan getting into the back of the 21 machine, shoving up the racetrack, and then Dylan Bates, unfortunately, was right there, finished off the 21 car. So Ethan Johnson going to get the call for the EOL. So he will go to the back of the field.
Ethan, one of those late model drivers from North Carolina, the Carolinas, Cade Brown as well. Both of those guys have been doing some late model stock car racing out there. Dylan Bates also in this race, running 6 right now, CRA late model racer from the Midwest.
So lights are out on the pace car. Felix Grattan going to bring him to the green flag one more time.
Grattan's going to get away. Aaron Abendroth's going to have room to dip down behind him into the 2nd spot. Cade Brown looking for 3rd. He gets around Aaron Johnson. Johnson going to slot back into 4th. These two are safe in the transfer spot right now. The battle is on between the 24, and that is Cody Dempster. He's going to get around Dylan Bates. Bates stuck on the outside. He's going to lose another spot to Hugo Paquette.
John Piette went around in the 5. Jeff spun all the way around into 360 and just kept going. So we stay green flag racing as we've got more racing happening throughout the middle of the field. Anthony Rennick making some moves, and he gets into the back, just a little bit of the 31 machine. These guys, boy, this is a tight little racetrack.
Here comes Hugo up the inside of Cody Dempster. He is looking for that spot. This is the 5th and final transfer position. These guys are fighting to see who goes straight to the A main, who goes to the B main. Dempster's going to lose that spot. Here comes Bates. He's going to try to take it away, and the caution's going to wave. John Piette around on the front straightaway.
Might have had an issue with Ronald Cole as he's now in the pits. We'll try to take a look and see what happened here.
Yeah, it looked like Cole just got into the outside wall, and when he did, he bounced off the wall, got into John Piette, and Piette ended up going around.
Gets in the wall off of 4, and oh, Piette goes nose hard into the wall. Big damage on the 5 machine. So Piette going to get his lap back as he's rolling around to try to catch the field.
Yeah, Piette wasn't able to get turned around there. The pace car in the field just kept coming so quickly. He got stuck there, couldn't get turned around on the front straightaway without causing an incident, so he ended up losing a lap. So we're going to make sure we get him back on the lead lap there as he was trying to get turned around on the racetrack.
Jeff, we got Crystal Clark in the house. She says, hey. We know who
One
she's
of our regulars,
for.
Crystal Clark.
Yeah.
I believe we're going to see Donald in the next heat.
Everybody just circulating under caution. So we are 14 down, 12, well, I guess 11 to go. Actually, they're on lap 14, so 13 down, 12 to go. These guys will double up as we get back to the start-finish line this time.
So Felix Grattan, your leader, Aaron Abendroth, Cade Brown, Aaron Johnson, Hugo Paquette in that 5th and final transfer spot. Cody Dempster, 6th, Dylan Bates, Mario Urkalani, Zachary Oden, Frank Griffith, Anthony Rennick, Ethan Johnson, your 12 cars on the lead lap. John Piette did lose a lap. We got him 1 lap back. He did get away by it and then chose not to take it there on that second one. So he's going to restart 1 lap down. Felix Grattan, Aaron Abendroth coming to the green. Felix going to get another great restart. Abendroth also going to slot in right behind him. Battle is on for 3rd. Cade Brown and the 78 of Aaron Johnson side by side.
Cade Brown, Aaron Johnson get a battle for that 3rd position. Aaron Johnson on the high side trying to make a move on Cade Brown, but the bottom's going to win. Here comes Hugo Paquette in the 33 machine. Aaron Johnson not in a good place right now as he needs to get to the bottom, and here comes Cody Dempster in the 24.
Yeah, Johnson hanging tough on the outside. He's going to slam the brakes, try to get down. Dempster's going to close that door. Says, no way, not going to happen. And now they're going to get together. Dempster and Johnson up into the wall. And Aaron's kind of stuck there on the front straightaway wall. That's going to bring out the caution.
That stayed green for a long time there. You saw that happen live. Take a look and see what happened between those two drivers. There was a big contact from the 24 machine as he shoved it in to get underneath Aaron. I think he had the room. Take a look here on the replay. See Cody Dempster making that big move, slides it in there underneath Aaron, makes contact. Aaron Johnson. I'm not sure Aaron was real happy about that.
Yeah, I think if we can get a good look at it from the kind of our drone camera there, the chase camera, to me, it doesn't look like Aaron really came down the racetrack either. I think they just kind of came together. I think Cody might have thought he was going to be clear.
So Cody with an
And
ultra aggressive move into turn 3. That was clearly really, really aggressive.
yeah, and originally I expected Aaron maybe came down and hooked him in the right rear, but I don't think that's the case. I think Aaron was just kind of running the outside there. He moved up the racetrack, and the 24, I think, just thought he was going to be clear as well.
And this is why this is our exhibition race. We weren't going to run a points race here.
Yeah,
because it's almost impossible. It's so tight. I mean, it's just the tiniest track ever. So it's. I mean, we are running Nashville Mini though. Oh boy.
so Felix Gratton, still your leader, Aaron Abendroth in that second spot. It doesn't look like we're going to get a green-white checkered here unless these guys come around this time and get the acknowledgement that we will have a green-white checker. Still under caution here on lap 23 of this 25-lap heat. And there we go. We will get a green-white checkered this time by for Felix Gratton. So Gratton, Abendroth, Cade Brown, Hugo Paquette, Dylan Bates now into the 5th and final transfer spot. Behind Dylan, you got the 41. That's Mario Urcanali. And Felix Gratton away once again. Abendroth gets a great restart, but the caution's going to wave already. They're spinning down the front straightaway. Looked like Ethan Johnson was involved.
Let's take a look, see what happened to Ethan Johnson.
Looks like he got turned around. Frank Griffith got a little aggressive there on that restart. We told these guys you can't jump next to the car in front of you on that restart. And Frank kind of just forced the issue there a little too early.
Oh, in the middle of the corner. Oh, and then Frank gets up and unfortunately collected Aaron Johnson as well as he was on the throttle. Looks like Frank just dove the bottom of the track before they ever started. Oh boy.
Yeah, just a really ultra aggressive move there. A little too early on that restart. John Piet is going to get a wave by here and get back on the lead lap in the 5 car.
So, wow, Jeff. Again, this is why we ran this race as an exhibition race and didn't put it as a points race, because we didn't see the ability to get around here without running into each other. We were right. We knew that was going to happen. It's just so hard to brake as hard as you have to brake at this racetrack. And then you get a decent run down the straightaway, and then you have to stop.
Yeah, it's basically a blip of the throttle and then another hairpin. So a really tough racetrack to drive and especially to race with. And so we kind of wanted to let these guys have the fun, have a chance to run this kind of madhouse style racetrack and bump and bang and push and shove. But we definitely didn't want it to be a points race or an official ITZR race. So tonight they're just running for the fun of it. ST Ireland, Bill, I guess we kind of have some big news about ST Ireland, the Cancer Research Fund. Initially, we're just going to sponsor this race, but it looks like they're going to sign up for a little bit more this season.
Actually, it's same sponsor, going to be a different company. But yes, we definitely are. So we are going to have a sponsor for the Hard Charger Award in Late Model Challenge, or Late Model Shootout Series. So that's super exciting. I love that because that's the guys that don't qualify as well and then are able to come forward. They get some money, so that'll be exciting. So even more money getting thrown into the pot this year. So I think it's going to be the biggest season ever, Jeff.
The green flag is back out. Felix Gratton, green-white checkered finish here in this heat race number 2. Aaron Abendroth, we got some trouble in the turn 1. Cody Dempster into the wall, and we are already spinning around. Zach Onan got turned around, but we're staying green. Onan's still on the racetrack trying to get turned around. Felix Gratton going to see the white flag this time. He got sideways into turn one. He's going to hold on to it. Abendroth's going to possibly lose a spot. And actually, that was the checkered flag, I believe, there.
So what it's doing is when it's calling a green white checkered, it's just throwing one lap, Jeff, is what it's doing. So that's a final green lap. If it doesn't go yellow, then it's good.
Okay, so that kind of explains why we're not seeing that final checkered flag
Exactly.
lap.
They're just finishing.
Yeah, your top 5 cars: Felix Gratton, Aaron Abendroth, Cade Brown, Hugo Paquette, and Dylan Bates. Your top 5 will transfer on. Mario Urkalani gonna go to the B main. Aaron Johnson, Ethan Johnson, Anthony Rennick, John Piet, Cody Dempster, Zach Onan, Frank Griffith, and Ronald Cole gonna move on to the B main, try to race their way in later. And Bill, that means heat race number 3, 1 more to go. We're gonna look for 5 more drivers to go to our feature event.
Starting on your front row, I think most of the cars have showed up. It's the 30 machine. It's a longtime ITZR competitor. That's Will Dravicki. And to his outside, a newcomer in the number 8 car. That's John Willett.
Well, this guy's fan club is already in the house. The 18, that's Donald Clark on the outside of him. His teammate at Superior Performance Motorsports, the 17 of AJ Rogers.
In the 98 machine, you see him right there. It's the professor, that's Terry Bates. And to his outside in the familiar 00, that's Joey Fernandez.
Starting 7th tonight will be the 91 of Stephen Hassett. On the outside will be the 23, that's Jonathan Smith.
In the 18 machine, had a great season last year. It is Ryan Dunkelberger, and to his outside, former winner in the Late Model Challenger Series, that's Peyton Howe.
Starting 11th tonight will be the 13 of Jonathan Dickerman. On the outside of him, a newcomer to the series, Caleb Hill in the number 1.
Starting in the 13th position in the 56S, the Stinger Motorsports machine, that is Josh Ingram, and to his outside, a newcomer to the series in the 26 car, that's Ron Hunter.
14 cars in this third and final heat race, looking for 5 to go to our feature event. Will Dravicki will be in control of this start. John Ouellette on the outside. Then Donald Clark, AJ Rogers, Terry Bates. Bates will start in that 5th and final transfer spot. He's got to move forward or hold on to it. He's got a lot of hungry drivers behind him. They're going to want to get right into this feature.
And this one's going to get exciting just like the other ones did. Makes it by exciting, we mean there's going to be a lot of contact. But here we go, green flag racing. There goes the pace car. There goes Will Dravicki. And to the outside, here comes John Willett. So he's going to look to the outside going into turn 1. And Donald Clark going to look for second place as they get through 1 and 2.
Bates got a bad start and got turned around going into turn 1. Was a little off the pace. He gets turned around. We're staying green flag racing. Will Dravicki out front. Bates is down in the infield, not able to get turned around. He's just kind of stuck down there on the racetrack. But we're going to stay green. Will Dravicki out front. Donald Clark jumped all the way to second on that start.
Donald Clark making the moves in that 18 machine. You see John Willett, he's going to slip back to the 3rd spot in the 8 car. Here comes AJ Rogers in the 17. Terry Bates not able to get that car back out on the racetrack. We do not throw cautions. We let iRacing do that, and if you are not a hazard to any of the cars on the racetrack, it will not throw a caution for you. So that's why you see Terry Bates stuck in the infield. Right now, Jonathan Smith has moved up from his starting position all the way up to the 5th spot, and here comes Terry Bates in the 98 car making it out onto the racetrack. But Jonathan Smith in that last transfer spot in 5th.
Peyton Howell trying to get underneath Caleb Hill. He will do it off turn 4. This is going to be a battle for the 8th position. And now Hill stuck on the outside. Here comes Ron Hunter trying to take a shot at him as well in the 26th. Trying to get that ninth position from Hill. Hill's going to hold on for the time being.
Ron Hunter started shotgun on the field in that 26 car. He's trying to move forward, but Caleb Hill doing the same thing in that number 1 machine as he was starting about 12th position. He's moved forward as well. You see the tight battling throughout this race. It's up front, Will Dravicki in that 30 machine. He's moved away from Donald Clark just a little bit. You see John Willett in 3rd. He's not able to keep up with Donald, so they're spreading this field out just a tiny bit in this heat race.
Jonathan Smith got into turn 1 a little too hot, got up the racetrack, and he lost his spot to Stephen Hassett. Now he's going to get turned around off turn 4, and Jonathan Smith just went from the transfer spot to spun around off turn 4. The 23 brings out the caution here on lap 8 of this heat race.
We actually had 2 things happen there, Jeff. I'm not sure which one happened first. Josh Ingram had gotten lapped by the front of the field, but we'll take a look and see what happened with Jonathan Smith here as he was battling with Stephen Hassett in the 91 machine. Here comes Joey Fernandez in that 00 car. Gets to the bottom, and Ooh, it looks like the 52 of Peyton Howell gets in the back of Joey Fernandez and shoves him into the 23 of Jonathan Smith. That's not what Jonathan Smith needed. He was having a great race in that 23 car. We'll take a look and see what happened with Peyton Howell here as he got into the corner. He just gets into the back of the 00. That gets the 00 into the back of the 23 and spins the 23 out.
Yeah, it looked like Joey was on the inside, had that car like under control. It was tight squeeze there with Jonathan Smith, but then that little contact from Peyton Howell just kind of upset Fernandez's car, shot him up the racetrack into Jonathan Smith, and turned around the 23.
So Peyton Howell going to get the EOL from race control as he got into the back of Joey Fernandez to cause that incident. And Jeff, I did notice something about our scheduling here in the Zone Racing. We scheduled against the Coca-Cola Series season opener.
Oh, well.
Brilliant.
we appreciate everybody that's hanging out
right.
with us. Maybe you got the simulcast going, both streams going at the same time.
That's
possibly.
right. That would be the coolest thing to do, is have two windows open at the same time. Have theirs muted because nobody likes what they sound like. I think that's Evan Pistocco over there, and you know.
Well, I didn't think you were going to call him out by name.
Well, I mean, I know Evan. It's okay. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
They do a great job, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. If they even care what we're saying about them, then they need to stop.
So it looks like we were doubled up to go back to Green Flag Racing. Will Dravicki, Donald Clark on that front row. On the second row, John Ouellette, AJ Rogers, and Stephen Hassett up into that fifth and final transfer spot. Pace car is off. Will Dravicki gets to set the pace. He's going to go down the front straightaway. Donald Clark got a great restart. He's going to be door-to-door with Dravicki into turn one. Caution's going to wave, though. Looked like Caleb Hill in the one car and went around off turn four. I'm going to check to see if there was any contact, and it looks like just kind of a self-spin, maybe too low a gear when he started maybe off in first gear and just spun the tires on that one car.
Take a look and see what happened to Caleb here. He was right behind Stephen Hassett. Oh, and hello. That's hey Jeff, there's a song that goes with that one.
What's that?
All by myself.
Do you want to sing it?
I don't want to sing it. I thought about it and I decided not to.
We don't want to send everybody over to the broadcast right now.
Yeah, it's just not a good idea.
Corey Strawn in the chat said, yep, he's got 2 streams going right now.
Corey, if you want to get really crazy, you can turn on Flow Racing as well and watch the new Smyrna night number 5, I believe it is, the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. That is happening in real life. And I believe the All-Star Circuit of Champions is at East Bay right now. And I believe that's on, that might be, I don't even know what that's on. I think it's also on Flow.
Yeah, there is no shortage of racing going on right now. The Speed Week's going on in Florida. Just massive car counts everywhere in Florida racing and Speed Weeks. I believe the Volusia Modifieds, they had over 100 cars, like 107 Modifieds there. It's just insane.
Everybody's very excited to get back racing after the holidays. Clearly, you can see that happening right now here in this race. As these guys, well, that time we just had somebody get really excited to get on the gas pedal and just spun out. So everybody just, getting kind of antsy. But one more heat race to finish up here, as these guys have about 6-7 laps remaining in this race. And then we'll have one quick LCQ where all the caution laps will count as well. And then our main event, where we'll have the 24 best drivers that are here at the Clash, the ITZR Clash, and those guys will go 125 laps to see who is the Clash champion this season.
So it'll be Will Dravicki, Donald Clark once again for this restart. John Ouellette, AJ Rogers, Stephen Hassett still in that 5th spot. You got Joey Fernandez back there in 6th. His teammate Jonathan Dickerman there in 7th. So a couple guys going to try to challenge Stephen Hassett for that 5th and final transfer. Pace car is off. Will Dravicki gets to set the pace once again. He's going to get away from Donald Clark this time, maybe clear him into turn 1. Can Clark get down? He can't. Here comes Ouellette up the inside, and now AJ Rogers missed the corner. He is way up the racetrack. He's going to lose the spot to Hassett.
Here comes Hassett at the inside of that 91 machine. Oh, he gets a bump from Joey Fernandez. He's going to wiggle coming off the corner. That's going to give AJ Rogers a chance to battle back on the high side. Can AJ get down? He's slinging it around the top, and he'll clear the 91 car. So he'll be back there in the 4th position. Steven Hassett 5th, and there's a battle just a little bit farther back. Here comes, looks like that's the 18 car, Ryan Dunkelberger. He's up the inside of Jonathan Dickerman, and that's a battle for the 7th position.
Yeah, behind them, Jonathan Smith is trying to challenge Caleb Hill. Smith got spun around a little bit ago, and he's trying to fight his way back up there. We're currently running 9th, and now Dickerman's going to go around Dunkelberger to the infield. They're going to stay green. Those two just lost a ton of time, and that might end any hopes there for Dickerman. It looks like Fernandez got into the wall as well. He's going to continue on racing.
Oh, a lot of beating and banging happened between Jonathan Smith. Caleb Hill's involved. It looked like Peyton Howell's involved. Ronald Hill as well. I'm sorry, Ron Hunter as well in the 26 car. They're all trying to battle. They're battling for the 7th spot. Those guys out front, they've kind of gotten away as they're coming to the white flag.
Yeah, Will Dravicki sees the white flag as he crosses the line. 1 to go. Donald Clark behind him. John Ouellette in the 3rd spot. But it doesn't look like anybody's going to get to Dravicki. Dravicki off turn 4, going to win heat race number 3. Donald Clark, John Ouellette, AJ Rogers, and Steven Hassett going to move directly on to the A main. And Joey Fernandez going to be the first guy out, going to go to the B main. Peyton Howell had a great run back up to the 7th position. At least going to get a good start for that B main.
Nice run by that group of drivers as we actually got a race out of that one, Jeff. That was kind of fun.
And Bill, it looks like iRacing might have skipped our B main and just went directly to the feature.
Well, that is truly unfortunate.
So we're trying to sort out what just happened here and what we're going to do, but it looks like iRacing just skipped our B main.
I think in this situation, Jeff, we might as well just take the guys that finished in 6th in each race. There's not much we can do about the server.
Yeah,
we'd have to basically start everything all over again. But iRacing, the way that they set things up, it looks like that they. I think I know what happened. In order to make sure that we don't lose the guy that gets spun or something like that for the transfer position, we basically set the entire starting field to the entire field, so it didn't run the B main.
Well, our initial plan was to start 24. I don't know if we want to just go ahead and start the top 24.
Yeah, you can just do that. Just let them know. So we're going to have to let these guys know that there is no LCQ tonight. It seems that iRacing has skipped it. I think I know how to fix that in the future, but unfortunately tonight, as an exhibition race, that was something that there's a box to check. It forces the B main, but in this situation, it's a situation where we have guys get bumped and knocked out of transfer positions, and so we set up the field so that everybody can start, just in case we have to make sure somebody gets in. In that case, unfortunately, some guys not able to. Because of that situation, we weren't able to run the LCQ because it thought that we were going to start everyone. Jeff probably letting those guys know, and we're going to have a lot of disappointed folks that were planning on running the 35 laps for the LCQ. But that's why this is an exhibition race, so we won't run this format next week. So it looks like that will bump out quite a few drivers as we ended up with 44 cars in the server.
So, Bill, I think most everybody is gridded if we want to go ahead and start with our feature event. I said earlier, you're kind of a madman we are going to have a 9-car invert here at the LA Coliseum.
Starting on your pole in the 77 machine, that is Mark Whitley, and to his outside, just coming out of that last heat race in the 18 car, that's Donald Clark.
Starting third tonight, the 65, that's Aaron Abendroth on the outside of him. Last season's late model shootout series champion, the 13 of Thomas Axum.
Starting in the 5th position, we just saw him win that heat race in the 30 car. That's Will Dravicki, another heat winner in the 6 machine. That's Felix Gratton.
Kyle Meyer going to start 7th tonight in the 88. On the outside of him is Elite Performance Industries teammate. That's the 51 of Ryan Matthews.
Another Elite Performance Industries car, number 24. That is Alex McCollum. And to the outside in the 16 machine, that's Kate Brown.
Starting 11th will be the 8 car of John Ouellette. On the outside of him, Wet Willie, the 19 of Willie Howes.
Starting in the 13th position, it's Hugo Paquette in the 33. And to his outside in the 17 car, that is AJ Rogers.
Starting 15th will be the 07 of Daniel Sweat. On the outside of him in the 91, that's Dylan Bates.
Starting in the 17th position in the other 91 machine, that's Stephen Hassett. And to his outside in the 81 car, that's the ravishing one, Rick Rue.
Mario Urkalani will start 19th in tonight's feature event. On the outside of him, the 00 is Joey Fernandez, but not on the grid, so not sure what happened there with Fernandez.
Elliot Carlson in the 09 will roll off 21st, and in 22nd position is the 78 machine of Aaron Johnson.
Peyton Howe will start 23rd tonight, and your final starter in tonight's feature event, the 24th starter, the 16 car of Daniel Pope.
So, Jeff, I can only imagine the disappointment that came from the drivers after your announcement that the top 24 cars would be starting. I think I know how to fix that in the future. But lights are out on the pace car, so we're going to see Mark Whitley in that 77 machine take this field to the green flag. He's going to get on the gas pedal. Donald Clark wiggling all over the place on the top side. Here comes Axum. Here comes Abendroth. Gets into the 13 car, and he gets bumped from behind. When we get through turns 1 and 2, take a look and see if we can get a little higher, get a little more vantage point, and more cars here as we battle going into turns 3 and 4.
Mark Whitley out front, Donald Clark in the second spot. Thomas Axum into third, Abendroth fourth. Everybody's staying clean and green right now. Will Dravicki trying to get around Felix Gratton. Abendroth's got up the racetrack now. Clark gets into Axum. They're going to hit the wall into turn 3.
We go yellow as the 18 car of Donald Clark is up on the wall. Axum and he made contact going into turn 3. We'll try to figure out what started that. As we saw Donald Clark get caught up in the turn 3 wall. So we'll go back to about a lap prior to see what happened with the 18 car. Oh, it looks like Axum got into there. They bumped Donald Clark. And Clark went into turn 3 and was not happy with the 13 machine as he just went straight. Wanted Axum to know that he was not happy with what went on there in 1 and 2. Maybe a little bit early for that kind of move. And yeah, they both ended up in the outside wall. Looks like Axum got more damage than the 18 car. You can see Donald Clark still not happy with the 13 car. Oh, and they're brake checking each other on the backstretch too. This is good. So race control doing some talking right now. I know that people are upset. I'm sure that they're upset. That is basically my bad. We don't run this format very often. We never run LCQs. Because we run them as heat races because we take so many cars from qualifying. But tonight we ran a short track style heat race, and it is a funky setup system for iRacing. You can't just say run the B main. We did say to run the B main, but because we said we were going to start so many cars in the A main that it decided to skip the B main, which again, that is very strange. There is a situation where you could force it to start the B main, but that would have been very boring if we had 2 cars in the B main and we had to run 35 laps. So I chose not to check that box. I didn't realize that we would end up skipping the B main. So I apologize to everyone for not having that. But,
yeah, it's unfortunate that played out the way it did.
Like I said, I'm sure guys are upset, and I apologize for that because there are guys that showed up, practiced for an hour, and got to run 3 green flag laps. So that's never what you want to do.
Well, we are going to go back to green flag racing. Pace car going to head off the racetrack. Mark Whitley, Aaron Abendroth, your top 2. Willie gonna fire off, gets a nice restart, well and clear of Abendroth. Abendroth back into the second spot. Here comes Stravicki up the inside in that third position. He got a little tap from Kyle Meyer. That kind of upset his car. He's gonna slot in behind Felix Gratton. Now Meyer into the 5th position.
Big battle. Cade Brown and Willie Howes are going to be side by side. Here comes Hugo Paquette in the 33. AJ Rogers up the hill just a little bit in the 12 car. I call it a hill, but really it's like flat as a parking lot, so it's just down the outside line. Ooh, and there goes Willie Howes. Got a little bit loose off of turn 2. He's going to be side by side with Paquette, who went to the outside. John Wallette in the 8 car. He's going to be battling with AJ Rogers into turn 1.
Yeah, Hugo doing a great job on the outside, really dominating off that corner. Was able to get around Willie Howes. So great job by Hugo. And then a little contact in 3 and 4. So Hugo not able to complete the pass yet, but he is making that car roll around the top side of the racetrack.
You can see 2 sets of cars battling side by side. Right behind them, AJ Rogers and John Wallette. They're going to be side by side. Here's Daniel Sweat up the hill in the 07 machine. So he's going to be side by side with Thomas Axum, who just had those issues with Donald Clark. Donald Clark a little farther back in the field. So he's trying to make his way forward as well after a great run of the heat race and a good starting position in this race. There's Aaron Johnson in the 78 as he's coming forward. As Daniel Sweat caught on the outside. AJ Rogers caught on the outside as well. We've got a car in the pits. That's Stephen Hassett in the 91.
Battle going on further back in the field around the 12th position. John Ouellette, AJ Rogers, they have been side by side for quite a while. Dylan Bates behind this battle, Thomas Axum behind this battle. They're just waiting for one of these guys to go. They're kind of stuck behind them right now. AJ Rogers now going to fall behind Ouellette. Here comes Dylan Bates up the inside. Bates going to try to take a position away from AJ.
AJ Rogers tried to get down. Thomas Axum said, no, I need that spot, man. I'm coming forward here in the 13 car. So AJ Rogers still stuck on the top side. Now he'll have a hole, but doesn't go for it as Aaron Johnson a little bit farther back in the 78. Now AJ Rogers gets down to the bottom, but boy, oh boy, he's dropped all the way back to the 14th spot.
Peyton Howell behind this battle just got clear. Rick Rube and Daniel Sweat, so he's trying to move forward as well, trying to chase down these cars. Aaron Johnson back there in the 15th position as AJ Rogers finally gets clear, able to move down to the bottom side of the racetrack. But it looks like we're going to have some lap traffic really soon. Mark Whitley starting to see the back end of the field. Stephen Hassett going to be that first car to go a lap down in the 91.
When Stephen Hassett just blinked in front of him, that made Mark Whitley check up just a little bit. Aaron Abendroth got into the rear end of the 77 car. Hassett going to move up the racetrack in the 91 car. He's going to let the leader go. Here comes Aaron Abendroth and Felix Gratton all over Aaron Abendroth. That's a battle for the second spot.
Abendroth and Gratton trying to chase down Whitley. You got Will Dravicki back there in 4th. Everybody just nose to tail. Kyle Meyer in the 5th spot. All together kind of under a blanket here as they start to hit lap traffic. They're going to start working their way around these slower cars. And ahead of them, Joey Fernandez now in the 00. Going to be the next guy to lose a lap.
And Joey Fernandez looks in the mirror, sees the leader coming, does not want to go a lap down. He wants to be the first car lap down, if anything, because there are lucky dogs on. But here comes Mark Whitley in that 77 as your leader. So we've got cars all the way around this racetrack, Jeff. They are. I always call it Skittles in a toilet bowl. That's kind of a weird graphic description, but.
Well, Willie has caught Fernandez, but he's just not able to quite get a run underneath him. So really hasn't been able to work through traffic at all. It's almost like the leader's kind of stuck. Now he's going to put the bumper to Fernandez, and almost got a bumper as well from Aaron Abendroth.
Yeah, Fernandez does not want to go a lap down. You don't want to go a lap down. It's still early in this race, only 25 laps down out of 125. But the leaders, they got to go because they're all stacked up behind these guys. And you've got some of the faster qualifiers with this invert. They're catching you. So Whitley needs to get around Joey Fernandez. Fernandez just not wanting to let it happen to that 00 car.
And behind them, Alex McCollum has jumped to the outside of Kyle Meyer. So Alex trying to run that outside, trying to get around the 88. Now a little trouble up front. Looked like Whitley got kind of stacked up once again, and everybody kind of piled into the back of each other. Going to stay green, and now Dravicki got hit by Kyle Meyer that time out of 3 and 4.
Yeah, Whitley's patience has got to be running out here with Joey Fernandez. He's leading this race. Joey Fernandez not getting out of the way of the 00 cars. He is parking it in the center to keep it on the bottom. This plays super hard to pass. You got to give Whitley credit, Jeff. He doesn't want to turn the 00 around. Doesn't want to cause that yellow. But man, he's got to be wanting to get around that car as he knows he's faster.
Alex McCollum was able to get around Kyle Meyer. Ryan Matthews was able to follow through as well. So Meyer back 2 spots back into the 7th position. Move McCollum and Matthews up to 6th and 7th.
And that was on the outside, Jeff, as those were 3 Elite Performance Industries cars as Matthews and McCollum went around Meyer on the outside. So that was a power move by those 2 guys. Now they've caught Will Dravicki, and Will Dravicki running in that 4th position, so move McCollum up to 5th. But those guys moving forward, and they're fast. If they can make a move on the outside of the top 10, they're flying.
This field is basically wrapped all the way around the racetrack right now, and you see Whitley trying to get through 3 and 4, get another bump from Aaron Abendroth. Caution is going to wave.
Oh, it's a stack up in turn 1, and all the leaders are there.
Yeah, they're going to have to get rolling. They're going to start losing positions there. Aaron Abendroth had to come to a stop. Will Dravicki also stopped on the racetrack.
Oh, we've got leaders that are, it's just a complete, I mean, you would throw the red flag, if anything, at this point, is their car is just stacked in turn 1. They cannot move. They're trying to move. Guys trying to drive by. Daniel Sweat is stuck on the bottom. So they try to sort this out. The 41 car, that's Mario Ercolani. He's stuck behind the 07. Sweat can't move at all. He's trying to get the car moving now as everybody's just rolling by. What happened here? All right, now that we've got everybody sorted out, Jeff, you've got some work to do. I'm going to go back and check out what happened with the replay.
Yeah, you do that while I try to sort this out. Whitley actually ended up on pit road. Not sure what happened there.
So we'll pick up Daniel Sweat. He's to the outside of Peyton Howell. Here comes Rick Rubin, the 81 machine. And Daniel Sweat. Oh, it looks like Peyton Howell has issues going to turn 1. What happened there as we were watching? Boy, oh boy. And it looks like Marco got into the... It's actually, I keep saying Marco. It's Mario. Mario Ercolani in the 41 car. So it looks like Rick Rube underneath the 52 machine of Peyton Howell. Howell crossed over in front of him. That caused Howell to spin. And then Daniel Sweat, just trying to avoid the 52, sees it happening in front of him. Mario can't see it in the 41, and then it's just a parking lot. Those are the leaders, folks. That is the 77 of Whitley there. Felix Gratton in the 6th. There's Alex McCollum. Ryan Matthews going by. Aaron Abendroth and Will Dravicki, they're parked. They're sitting there on the screen. Those are your leaders. That was your top 3 and 4 cars right there. See Bates getting by Willie Howells. There's Aaron Johnson. Those guys all going around the 65 and the 30. Wow. So, your view in the chat, folks, you saw it happen. What caused that issue? The original contact was between the 81 and the 52. It looked like the 52 was on the outside, tried to cut down to get to the bottom, and Rick Rube had been there and looked like still there as the 52 tried to take that position. Contact was made, and that caused the parking lot. I know Jeff is trying to sort this all out for these drivers. It's a tiny, tiny little place, and when you get cars parked in the corner, it is tough to stay on the lead lap and figure out who needs to be where. Unfortunately, we can't set anything with the grid, so the guys that were parked, those leaders, they're going to lose those positions as long as iRacing scored them there, which they probably did.
All right, I think we got everybody sorted out there. Felix Gratton going to be your leader after that all sorted out. Whitley was involved in that incident. A couple different drivers got caught up in it, Aaron Abendroth. So it's going to come out with Felix Gratton leading, Alex McCollum 2nd, Ryan Matthews 3rd, Cade Brown 4th, Dylan Bates 5th. Willie Howells will be the 6th on this restart. Aaron Johnson, John Ouellette, and Thomas Axum. Peyton Howell, your top 10.
So we did watch the replay, Jeff. It looks like it started between Rick Rube and Peyton Howells. I really couldn't figure out what started that. It was just a kind of a mess. And we're just trying to get it all sorted out. So here we are, Green Flag Racing once again. Felix Gratton on the bottom. Alex McCollum on the top. Here comes Ryan Matthews in the 51 machine. He's going to try to battle for 2nd.
Side by side for the race lead. We saw Alex working the outside earlier on.
Looks like Alex got damage in that incident in that 24 car. We watched him run the outside. That car wasn't damaged. He has some now. Felix Gratton, that car has a little bit of left front damage in the 6 car. Ryan Matthews, that car looks fairly clean in that 51 machine, so he was able to avoid everything when that incident happened. 2 guys up front, they're side by side for the lead.
Yeah, Felix Gratton and Alex McCollum side by side for the race lead. Lap 43 of the 125 that we're going, and that caution's going to wave. Incident further back in the field. We got a huge stack up in turn 4.
Oh my gosh, another parking lot. We're going to have to start charging for parking, Jeff.
Yeah, looked like Daniel Sweat was involved. Possibly one of the first cars. Actually, it started way ahead of him. I'm seeing Axum win around, and the 8 of Ouellette. And it looks like Axum just kind of got sent down into turn 3.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what actually happened here.
And it was contact from Aaron Johnson. Johnson just missed turn 3 and just kind of pile drove the 13 around. Ouellette got turned around as well in that one.
I'll pick it up here as Aaron Johnson goes down. Oh, that looked rough. Well,
yeah,
we're gonna do a little bit more rewinding here, Jeff, to see what happened in the corner before.
1. Yeah, going into turn 1, Axum gave Johnson the bumper, and I don't think Aaron was happy about it. And he definitely sent a message there going into turn 3.
Yeah, clearly not happy, and it looks like his foot slipped off the brake pedal intentionally. So even though it's an exhibition, folks, tempers are flaring here at the Coliseum. While all of that was going on, we had an amazing race for your lead, Felix Gratton, and that Revelry Racing number 6 car was putting on a show with the Lead Performance Industries number 24, Alex McCollum. And Ryan Matthews trying to decide if he wants to go with his teammate or with the young gun in the 6. We don't even know how young Felix is, but I believe he sits on a pillow to play iRacing. I'm kidding. I really don't know that, but I know Felix is young. We've got some true short track racing here at the LA Coliseum. You can see these guys on this tiny little quarter mile. It is beat and bang. Every car is beat up except for the guys in the second row. Cade Brown making an appearance in that 16 machine. He just fresh off the icebreaker in real life. He finished 3rd in that event. 29 late model stocks. Cade Brown finished 3rd. So that was a really good run by that 16 car. And here he is up in 4th here at the Coliseum.
Bill, I had to go kind of give these guys a start talking to about some of the retaliation we're seeing, but green flag is back out for Felix Gratton. He gets a great jump on Alex McCollum. Trouble there on the start. Dylan Bates is going to get sent into turn 1, and now they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Thomas Axum, Willie Howells. Axum trying to move forward. Howells and Bates get together once again. Just a whole mess going down the back straightaway.
How are they going straight right now? I think Bates is upset with Willie. He looked like he turned into Bates. Has got a ton of damage on that 91 machine. Cade Brown getting bounced around in the 16 car. He's trying to go. Here comes the other 16 car. Daniel Pope started 24th in this race. Here he comes. He's up in the top 10. But holy cow, I cannot believe we didn't get a yellow out of that one.
And up front, Thomas Axum is trying to get that 3rd spot away from Ryan Matthews. I don't even know how Axum got there, but he was able to get position on the 51. And Matthews, he's trying to get back up to 3rd. And that 13 car has seen better days. It's got a ton of damage, but it's still looking really fast.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen that before in that 13 machine, is even though he gets damage on that car, he still wins a lot of races. It did last season in the late model shootout series. He goes by the 51 of Ryan Matthews. Right behind them, you can see that's John Ouellette in the 8 cars. He's having a nice run in his first race with the series. Axum climbing the wall down the back straightaway. Matthews almost got into his bumper. And out front, Felix Gratton held off the 24 of Alex McCollum. As boy, oh boy, they were running right against the wall in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Bill, I don't know if we've ever said this before, but I mean, it looks like Felix Gratton is kind of pulling away from Alex McCollum. I'm not sure if Alex is saving tires or he's just not able to keep up with the 6 right now, but Felix is actually starting to walk away from that 24 car of Alex McCollum.
Well, Alex told me he was switching to the 24 number today. He was number 1. You remember him as number 1? We call him the Dominator around here with that 1 on his car. And when he told me he was switching to the 24, I said, hey, man, that's going to slow you down. And clearly that's what we're seeing.
Well, now he's starting to pick it up a little bit, starting to reel Felix in. Just not able to do it consistently. They're kind of swapping best lap back and forth. One lap, Felix outruns Alex. The next lap, Alex catches up to Felix.
Felix Gratton putting a lap on his teammate there. Elliot Carlson struggling on the 09 machine. And here comes Alex McCollum closing in ever so slightly on the 6 car. And now again, like you said, Jeff, Felix got a really good run down the back straightaway, pulled it out again.
Yeah, that gap's hovering about half a second there. Felix now opens it up to about 0.6 of a second. So Felix really doing a great job, and Alex maybe trying some different lines. He dives that car down into turn 3 that time, hard on the brakes, and just not working. Maybe just kind of being a little over aggressive.
Trying to find some racing on the racetrack. Ryan Matthews pretty close to the 13 and Thomas Axum. They're still out on the track. They're getting away from John Willett just a little bit right behind them. Willie Howes. Here comes Cade Brown in the 16 machine. So he's going to look underneath Willie, but can't make that move. Then there's Daniel Pope in the other 16 as those two 16 cars run nose to tail. Then Dylan Bates in the 91. Is there some bump in between those cars? That's a whole group of team cars right there. Superior Performance Motorsports, the 91, the 65, and the 16 car. And right behind them, a couple more of them. Hugo Paquette and A.J. Rogers, all teammates.
Yeah, and if there was any question about whether Alex was saving tires here early on in this one, I mean, he is driving that car as deep as possible, then sliding it through the center of the corner. So I think Alex McCollum is in full send right now. I don't think he's saving anything.
We just crossed over halfway. Here comes Alex McCollum in the 24 machine. You can see Felix gets a nice run off the corner. Alex is running as hard as he possibly can. Felix, Jeff, he might be saving a little bit of tire in that 6 car. So he doesn't seem to be pushing it quite as hard as Alex McCollum.
Yeah, you can see Felix kind of more traditional line, easy in, hard out, and Alex really diving that car hard on the brakes. But you can see the exit speed. Felix is really kind of getting away from him off the corner, and that's what he needs to do. Just keep trying to pull away from Alex McCollum as much as possible.
Now, we were seeing the issues before the 77 machine. Mark Whitley, he's actually out in the 77 car, but he was having issues getting around lap traffic. Now Felix Gratton starting to close in some lap traffic here. Steven Hassett in front of him in the 91 car. Mario Urcolani in that 41. So those guys looking to go a lap down here shortly. Joey Fernandez would not move for Whitley earlier in that race, and it did stack those guys up before there was that big wreck in turn 1. Let's see what happens. Here comes Felix. Is he going to get a nice pass from Hassett? Yes, he is. Hassett up the racetrack in 3.
Yeah, Hassett gonna just get out of the way, let the top 2 go. Behind them, these guys have really just checked out on Thomas Axum. Axum is about 4 seconds behind this group, so about half a track almost behind these guys. So these top 2 have really just kind of gotten away, and now they're gonna have to navigate traffic.
Urcolani out of the way in that 41 machine. Next car to go up a lap down. It's going to be Joey Fernandez once again. Didn't want to go a lap down earlier in this race. Let's see what happens as Gratton starting to get to him. And Gratton also getting away from McCollum just a little bit as he's opening up that gap as it's up to about 0.9 of a second.
Felix Gratton still your leader as he crosses the line on lap 73. Fernandez sideways in front of him, almost make contact, and that's going to slow Felix down a little bit, but he is going to get around Joey Fernandez. Fernandez up the racetrack. Here comes Alex McCollum. He's going to try to slot by the 00 as well.
Jeff, we talk about we have 2 series here at In the Zone Racing. You're looking at 2 of those guys that run in different series. Felix Gratton is a late model Challenger Series driver, so he signed up to run that series again this season. And Alex McCollum, a former late model shootout series champion. So you can see how good both series are, as Felix Gratton going to be one of the guys, one of the contenders in that late model Challenger Series. But, Alex McCollum, he's had multiple championships, and Gratton right now holding them off.
Yeah, Felix came in late last season, wasn't able to run enough races to get his invite into Monday nights, but he is back in the Challenger Series, and he is showing he could be a contender for sure. Right now, kind of putting it to this whole field as he's starting to try to pull away from Alex McCollum. Not many people on iRacing can do that. Not many people can drive away from Alex McCollum in a super late model.
Battle a little farther back in the field as we've got some racing happening. As Daniel Pope, Cade Brown, Willie Howes, all going to be going battling right now is Cade Brown and Willie House go side by side. That's going to be a battle for the 7th position. Cade Brown going to take, actually that's the 6th spot. So Cade Brown going to take that away from Willie House. Here comes Daniel Pope in the 16. These guys have all been nose to tail. A lot of tight racing between this group. You can see Willie just overshot turn 1 in the last corner, last lap. Cade Brown able to make the move.
Yeah, and Pope started 24, so he has passed a ton of cars tonight. Moving forward right now into the 7th position now, Pope, and he is chasing down Cade Brown as well. Willie Howell's going to slot back into the 8th spot. He's got Dylan Bates behind him, Aaron Amadroth, and Hugo Paquette there in line in the 11th position. Felix Stratton gets around Rick Rube. That's going to put Rube a lap down in the 81. He's currently running 14th.
It looked like there was some contact there between Rube and Alex McCollum. Rube, you can see that clean. That's a clean number 81 car. And there was some contact coming down the straightaway between he and McCollum as McCollum moved up just a little bit. Thought Rube was going to give him a little more room, and that could have been disastrous as McCollum had to wiggle down the straightaway. But you can see Felix Stratton just picking him up and laying him down right now. So he's lapping cars that are running pretty good as he's catching AJ Rogers, who's running 13th.
Yeah, and Felix getting through that traffic has helped him pull away 1.4 seconds now over Alex McCollum. He has stretched this lead and stretching the lead on Thomas Axum as well, who's now 5 seconds behind Felix Stratton. So Felix really just kind of walking away from everybody right now, and you got to be worried. Is he using up too much tire right now? Is he going to have anything left if this caution waves here before this thing is over?
Yeah, 40 laps remaining in this event. So you're right, Jeff. Is he going a little too hard? We don't know. We don't know if Alex wore his stuff out. We thought he was driving it really hard in that 24 car. He's still running second, but he was trying to get to that 6 car. Now losing a bunch of time as he's got a 1.4 second deficit behind Felix Stratton in the top spot. So, Jeff, he might have worn that out, but he's got a huge gap to Thomas Axum back in 3rd.
AJ Rogers is going to go a lap down, and he's running 13th. Right now on the racetrack. He loses a lap to Felix Stratton. If the caution waves, AJ is in that position to get that lap back. So the first car a lap down would get their lap back, and AJ going to try to hold on to that spot right now.
It's a tough racetrack, Jeff. I can imagine it's probably tough. You're going so hard, you're driving so hard in this racetrack, and then slipping and sliding and everything. These guys are probably getting worn out on these long green flag runs. You're just turning, you're not turning it. It's got to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure after the heat races anybody really expected long green flag runs. So, I mean, it's had to have mixed up everybody's tire strategy for sure. I don't think anybody planned to go this long green flag. And right now these guys are doing a fantastic job of racing hard and clean and staying off of each other.
Yeah, great laps being laid down by Felix Stratton. He is continuing to pull away from Alex McCollum. McCollum not even in the same zone now as he's dropped back a whole 3 seconds. So McCollum is having issues with that 24 car. You see all the damage, and he might have burned up the tires as now the guys behind him. You can see Axum back there in the camera shot. They're on the same straightaway. So Axum's starting to make up a little ground over the 24 car. And Felix Stratton right now, this might be a race that he just needs to not make any mistakes. He might just walk away with this one.
Yeah, Hugo Paquette went a lap down, currently running 12th. He is now a lap down. Aaron Johnson running 11th is the next car that Felix Stratton can see. And he's starting to gain on that 78 of Aaron Johnson. Alex McCollum has fallen to 3.8 seconds behind Felix Stratton. And Alex is actually losing time to Thomas Axum. So Axum is starting to reel in that 24. But even Axum in that 3rd spot, he's losing time to Felix Stratton right now. Stratton just running away with this.
Stratton just staying smooth, cool, and doing everything right in that 6 car. Just getting away with this one. Just making it kind of boring for the top spot. We were hoping to see some racing, but right now it's just a bunch of lapping. He's going by a lot of really good race cars on the racetrack, so Felix clearly got this place figured out in a super late model.
Yeah, Aaron Johnson, that car ahead of him. Aaron's been through a war right now. That car is beat up, but still on the racetrack, running 11th, trying to find one more spot, crack that top 10. That's Aaron Amadroth in front of him in the 10th position. And they are starting to battle right in front of your leader, Aaron Amadroth, Dylan Bates, battling hard, battle for 9th. And you see Willie Howells up there, and now Aaron Johnson and Stratton get together.
Oh boy. Issue for your leader there. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I might have to go back and take a look here on the replay. It looks like Felix just kind of put the bumper to the 78, almost turned them, and that shot the 6 up the racetrack. So just a little bit of contact there and almost a disaster there for Felix. He definitely doesn't want to bring out a yellow with this huge lead. So that actually cut the lead down to 2.7 seconds for Alex McCollum. About a second loss there.
He does have a giant gap to play with, but like you said, he does not want to bring out a caution. You don't want to give Alex McCollum a shot at this, or Thomas Axel, or Ryan Matthews. All those guys can take this away from the 6 car. Have the ability to do that. Yeah, so he's got a lot. Like I said, he's got a big buffer to play with now, back up to 2.4 seconds. But Aaron Johnson looked like he did not want to go a lap down in that 78 car.
Yeah, Aaron trying to hold on. He's hoping for a caution so he can stay on the lead lap and get a caution to reset this field. And Felix, you know, he's just trying to get away. He's just trying to run as fast as he possibly can, try to build that gap on Alex McCollum. Now he dives to the inside of Aaron Johnson. He's going to put Johnson a lap down, so just 10 cars left on the lead lap right now.
Aaron Johnson got out of the way that time. Maybe he didn't see Felix coming before. It looked like that one was definitely a situation where he let him go. But Felix, you can see, he still has that damage on the left front. I don't know if that got any worse with that contact. Still doing a great job in that 6 cars. Now he's got the lead back up to 2.7 seconds. Now looking to the bumper of Aaron Abendroth. They'll try to put the 10th place runner a lap down.
I mean, keep an eye on this battle for the 2nd spot. Thomas Axum has closed that gap to about 2 seconds to Alex McCollum. He's still got a ways to go before he gets there, but he is starting to chase down Alex McCollum for 2nd position.
Ryan Matthews. Sorry, Jeff. The best race on the racetrack might be for that 5th position. John Wallett has now gotten a challenge from Daniel Pope. Pope started 24th in this race. He's all the way up to the 6th spot as he is trying to put pressure on the 8 car and almost got into him in entering turn 1 that time.
Wallett running 5th, Daniel Pope 6th. Pope is there, though. He is starting to knock on the door, and he dives that thing down into turn 1, gets on the binders, gets that car sideways, and now he's got the 5th position.
Well, that was an interesting camera shot. You can actually see him wheeling it as he had his hands moving back and forth like he was swatting bees in that car. He got on the gas. That car was walking all over the place, but was able to accelerate and get by the 8 machine to move Daniel Pope up into that 5th position, move Wallett back to 6th.
Yeah, you can see the way that Pope is driving that and how much rear brake he has dialed into that thing. They just sideways on entry. As that car starts to step out, he's on the brakes so hard, all that brake pressure all the way to the rear tires. It almost just kind of locks up the rear tires, starts sliding the rear end for you. Felix Gratton has got around Aaron Abendroth. Abendroth running 10th is now a lap down. Next car to go a lap down is Dylan Bates in the 9th position. So Gratton, he has extended that gap now over Alex McCollum to 5 seconds. McCollum now losing the spot to Thomas Axum. Axum trying to go for 2nd. McCollum on the outside. And Bill, I think Alex has just used that car up. I don't think there's anything left in that 24.
Yeah, I think McCollum knows that that car has big damage on the front end. He was probably driving against that when he was driving so hard to catch Felix. And when you saw it and you said it, he was just, whoa, as he almost gets into AJ Rogers off of turn 4. Doesn't make contact, so no harm, no foul. But you were talking about it, Jeff. He just looked like he was driving the wheels off that thing, and I think he just burned it up. As here comes Ryan Matthews, as he's going to start closing in on the 24 machine.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews has now entered the conversation here for the 3rd spot as Alex McCollum is starting to fall off the pace. AJ Rogers in front of Ryan Matthews got a little sideways there. Might have held up Ryan just a bit as he saw the 17 starting to get sideways. Now Willie Howells and Dylan Bates have gone a lap down. That they are running 8th and 9th. Bates that was actually able to follow your leader Gratton by Willie Howells. So Bates up to the 8th spot. Howells back to 9th now.
We just clicked off 9 to go, Jeff, as these laps are going by extremely quickly, as these are very, very short lap times. These super late models around the Coliseum, so only 8 laps remaining in this race. Felix Gratton looking to pick up the win in this race. Unbelievable performance by the 6 car.
Yeah, Felix has really just put on a dominating performance since he has taken the lead and has not looked back. And this has been a long green flag run, and these guys are still pushing really hard right now. There's still kind of this battle going on for 3rd. Ryan Matthews, he's got Alex McCollum in sight. It's about a second, 2 seconds there to Alex McCollum, but you know, Alex's car is starting to fall off, and Matthews has only got about 5 laps to get there if he can.
Yeah, I think the gap might just be a little too great for the 51 machine as you saw him walking around coming off the corner of the car, just burning up the rear tires. But out front, Jeff, less than 5 to go for the 6 machine. Nobody around him as Thomas Axum in the 13 car running second, 4.8 to 4.6 seconds back. Felix Gratton got about almost a half a lap lead on the field.
Yeah, Grattan is checked out. He is just hoping for no cautions. He just wants this thing to go to the end, and it is his. But a yellow could be disastrous. They could bunch this field up, and then anything could happen. Right now, he's starting to put the 41 a lap down. That's Mario Urcolani. He's actually 3 laps down now in the 16th position.
2 laps remaining for the 6 car. Going to come around to get the white flag this time. Felix Gratton in that Revelry Racing number 6 sees the white flag out. 1 lap to go for the 6 machine of Felix Gratton.
White flag is out for Felix Gratton down the back straightaway. He is going to be good here to take it all the way to the finish. Off turn 4, your winner of the ITZR Clash presented by SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund, Felix Gratton, and the number 6.
Coming home second will be that 13 machine, Thomas Axum. Behind him, Alex McCollum hangs on for third. Ryan Matthews fourth. Daniel Pope coming from that 24th starting position to finish fifth. John Willett in the first race with the series in that 8 car. He'll come home sixth. Cade Brown in a nice run in that 16 car comes home seventh. Dylan Bates eighth. Willie Howells ninth. And Aaron Johnson rounds out the top 10 in 10th.
Yeah, Hugo Paquette going to come home 11th. Aaron Amadroth, Rick Rube, AJ Rogers, Elliot Carlson, your top 15. Mario Urcolani, 16th. Stephen Hassett, Joey Fernandez, Daniel Sweat, Peyton Howell, your 20th finisher. Wilger Vicky, 21st. Kyle Meyer, Mark Whitley, and Donald Clark finishes 24 tonight of your 24 starters. Bill, we had a huge field tonight. 44 drivers tried to make it in. We started 24 in the feature event, and after we kind of sorted out those heat races, that was some pretty fantastic racing there in long green flag runs.
Yeah, I'm I don't know if I'm shocked or if I'm just impressed. I think those guys were just kind of figuring it out in those heat races. The first 2 obviously were a bump and crash and bang and all that stuff. The third one kind of cooled out a little bit. Unfortunately, we didn't get to run our B main, which I think would have been really fun to see those guys because they would have got an opportunity to figure it out at that point. But clearly in the A main, they had figured out how to race on this racetrack, at least a whole lot more. There were still some things happening and a little bit, a few incidents that did occur. But for the most part, they really, really did a nice job. And I'm really impressed by these guys. I think it's going to be that just shows how great this season's going to be.
Yeah, we're looking forward to some fantastic racing this season. Remember, points racing. This is a non-points event. Points racing starts next Monday night. Monday night we start at 12-week season. If you're not signed up for the Monday or Tuesday night series yet, you want to do that. Bill, I think we're going to hit that cap. We said we were thinking about 60, 64 cars for the Challenger Series would be the max that we could enter. And you said we were at about 55. So those spots are going to go. We're going to fill up that Challenger Series. So make sure you get in as quickly as possible because it could be a total sellout.
Yeah, likely to be a sellout. So I think we're going to see. We still have a week for people to sign up. We usually get a ton of signups right at the last minute. We had 5 from when I got home from work today, Jeff, and checked to see where we were at to when we started this race. So we had 5 signups to Late Model Challenger Series. So if you're planning to run, it's only $5, and all that money goes right back to the drivers and payout. If you do want to run, you better get on it. Send the $5 to our PayPal and get signed up because it's going to be a great season.
Well, it is going to be a fantastic season. A lot of heavy hitters join in this series. Again, a lot of money on the line for our Monday night and Tuesday night series. Butt Kicker is kicking in 3 Gamer 2 units will be awarded throughout the season. 1 for each champion, and then 1 for anybody who runs all the races. We'll have a random drawing for all the drivers that competed in all the events. And somebody will go home with a Gamer 2 unit for that. County Road Custom is going to give away a championship tumbler to the winner of our Tuesday night championship series. So just a ton of great prizes on the line and a lot of money. And last season we had some fantastic racing. It was a dogfight on Tuesday night between Jordan Harnish and Ethan Johnson all the way down to the final race.
And we expect more of that this season. But this season, Jeff, playoffs.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. And, last season we weren't sure how the points were going to work out with the drop weeks. And, we had to do a lot of calculations. We couldn't announce it. Now with the playoffs, Bill, we're going to know right when they cross the finish line who our champion is.
Exactly. We'll know exactly who it is when it's done, which will make it extremely exciting and a lot of fun in that last race of the season where we're not trying to do math based on the drop weeks. Not going to happen this season. We're going to know what happens throughout the entire playoffs, the last three races of the season. We're going to be able to tell you. It's going to be really exciting. Like I said, if you're not signed up, get signed up.
Well, we are going to call it a night. Make sure you're with us Monday night. Next Monday, it's going to be a ton of fun. The Elite Performance Industries Late Model Shootout Series, race number 1. And we are looking forward to a great season. Be with us Monday and Tuesday night. We will